Aquarius, welcome to your end of August 2022 general tarot reading. It's Raina here. So this is post full moon. We'll see what endings or culminations have transpired. Let's put this here. There's your tower moment. Wow. Boy, I love those cards. Those are two of my favorite cards. All right. All right. I'm digging these cards for the most part. Even the tower moment card. The heart of the matter is the Five of Pentacles. I think, oh yeah, it is Pentacles. I was thinking, this is a card of lack consciousness, ultimately. Yes, it can be that there are Aquarius people having money problems that are actually the case. It's not just something that the way you're framing your life, but you really have those issues. But I think that it's important to note that in some cases, this may be more about your mentality than about anything that is actually occurring in the physical. I joke about Aquarius because I say Aquariuses are cheapskates. If you're British, you might say tight. But Aquarius is an air sign, and it's the ruler that we identify most with Aquarius is Uranus, which is all, about innovation and things like that. I don't feel that has anything to do with it. I feel that it's more like Saturn, which also rules Capricorn, that is maybe the culprit here. And so Aquarius people may be quite cautious or otherwise, for whatever reason, frugal. And also, it's important to note that, Aquarius to me isn't a particularly materialistic sign. I'm sure that there are some of you that would beg to differ, but I just don't think Aquarius is one of those signs that's very much about the collective. And so you might be a communist or an aspiring communist. So it's not something that you're really that plugged into to begin with. But the real thing that can be jolting for an Aquarius, being a fixed sign, is if something changes your life in a big way, like losing a job, getting your hours cut, where you felt like something was guaranteed and then it changed, and that might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But you have to really tune into your circumstance to see if this is really the case for you. If you have gotten laid off, but it's one of those things where you can expect to get called back, like it's your on call, or I don't know. I always thought that being laid off meant that you get called back when there's more work, but sometimes it seems like it's synonymous with getting fired. Maybe a kinder, gentler term. But whatever is the case, how you frame it is everything, In the past position, we have the Fool card. I rather than apply it to you personally, although it might have some relevance in your natal chart where it's landing, the first thing that I think about is Uranus. This card is connected to your ruler Uranus, but Uranus right now is transiting through the sign of Taurus. And Taurus, is all about the financial system, the markets, and, finances in general. So with Uranus and that connection to Taurus, there can be a lot of sudden changes. And what that means as a lesson to all of us is that we have to roll with the changes. I was going to say roll with the punches, but that sounds a little bit more challenging. But roll with the changes and embrace the changes and not fear anything happening that is different than what you expected. Too many times people get attached to a certain circumstance, not realizing that could change at any moment. And it's kind of, perfect for a contrarian like Aquarius to have both of these aspects to their chart. You may be an unpredictable person, but you may not like things being unpredictable. So just being aware of that this is part of our collective experience as we are shifting to something that is, so different and uncharted territory as a whole. And that's going to involve all of the material systems, including our currency. But also, this is about this could be a new chapter in your life. And maybe you are afraid of embracing the adventure for whatever reason. The higher message is the Six of Pentacles. This is, you can see what this card, one of the influences of this card, it shows somebody who's obviously wealthy, who is helping those in need. So it's really about redistribution of wealth. But it's also, you see the person holding the scales, it's also about fairness. So that can relate to the idea of, giving to those in need, but also within yourself as it pertains to a particular job. To me, this is all about the energy, which the Pentacles is all about material resources, but it can also be just energy that you are giving to a situation, that it is fair. So if you're working someplace, that you have fair financial compensation for the energy that you are giving to that business if you work for somebody else. And that's what that's the premise of this, is that you're working for someone else. And basically what this is, I feel this reading is saying, is that the universe may be guiding you to work for yourself. And perhaps you've hit that dead end, so to speak, where you can only go so far. Even if you're not currently unemployed, the Five of Pentacles can still feel like you're spinning your wheels. What crosses you is the Tower card, and this is, I feel like if this is, dealing with your financial situation, that this is something that you are basing your decisions on, is a fear of something of a calamity. And so with that Five of Pentacles, like a financial calamity, and you hear the expression saving for a rainy day. And the late comedian, health advocate Dick Gregory said, if you save for a rainy day, you'll get your rainy day. And what he was basically saying is that if that's the mentality that you have about life, is that there is some impending calamity that you have to protect against, then you'll get that calamity. Because he was talking about buying insurance, and I'm not, that's not my interest, is discouraging people from buying insurance, but it's like investing in a future calamity. And I think that a lot of us are conditioned, with fear-based tactics our whole life to kind of stay on that hamster wheel, do these things so that you don't have that, collapse and things like that. And I feel that I was thinking about this recently. I was thinking, they're really allowing homeless people to be more and more visible. At least where I live, be in front of businesses, stay on the street, sleep. They used to herd people out. Well, maybe there are more, so they can't do that. And I've been, the first time I saw a homeless person was in the late 80s, when I was in my 20s. And that was like really surprising. There were always, what we would call hobos or something like that, who just dropped out of the system and didn't want to participate. But that's not what we're talking about, per se. So I realized that it could be very helpful to keep people who are homeless very visible, to scare other people into compliance about exiting the hamster wheel. Because it's like, well, look at what happens if you don't keep that job that you hate. So it's just something to think about. The Tower card, I do think that, of course, we want to be stable. We don't want to have chaos in our lives, financial chaos or what have you. But sometimes it's overblown. Sometimes it's taken to an extreme. And it could even be a karmic situation where it's irrational, that you have no experience in the past with, poverty, having, growing up without money, having money and then losing it, things like that. And it's still very deep within yourself, and that's something to explore. That's not something to just keep activating, but to explore, like, why do I have this? What is coming in, which I really like, is the Magician card. This is the card of conscious co-creation. Conscious meaning you are aware that you have choices in life, that you have power in life. Co-creation meaning that you realize that you can't control everything in life, but you can control some things. You can take inspired action in the direction of your dreams, that you have that ability to do that if you choose to. And also to make space for the idea that maybe you can work a day job that you're not crazy about, but that doesn't suck the soul out of you, and still pursue your dreams, that you can do both. It's not either or. The outcome is the Seven of Pentacles. This is the farmer's card. This is the farmer who has planted seeds and is awaiting his harvest. He doesn't know, because it's almost like an experiment, but of course every crop is an experiment. As a crapshoot, you don't really know, but you can, it's not a total crapshoot, because you can control the conditions that allow the seed to flourish, to sprout. The seeds, multiple seeds. So tilling the soil, creating a soil that is the richest soil. When we look at it as our consciousness, it's what we take into our consciousness. Are you selective in what you take into your consciousness, Aquarius? If you have Mercury in Pisces, or even the moon in Pisces, Aquarius, be very protective of your energy. You may be kind of a little bit detached. You might think, hey, I can handle this. But it really does have a negative effect sometimes. So you are the farmer, and your thoughts are your seeds that you're planting. So make sure that you're planting the right seeds so you can have what you're looking for. And yeah, it's awesome. Okay, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.